number 1 for the Classic Sports and Saloons, and again the sun continues to shine. It's a little bit windy, but I don't think it's going to affect these guys at all. And on pole position is a familiar face, Harry Simpson in the number 39, the beautiful little Ginetta. His sparring partner Tommy Gilmartin, that we have seen fighting with Harry all the way through the year, hasn't made it to this round. He's in Belgium at Spa Racing. So accompanying Harry at the front of the grid is Raymond Boyd in the lovely looking blue Porsche. These guys are going to give us some great action, I'm sure. I'll hand it to Richard and he'll take us through race number 1.
Thanks very much, Joe. And pole position then Harry Simpson, Raymond Boyd alongside then John Kinman and Alistair Bapty in the MG this time. Bruce Mitchell and Jimmy Crowe next to me in Blacklin, and the welcome return to George Leach, James Braid and Mario Ferrari on row 5, and the grid completed by the Mini Club and GT of William Conway. Good conditions here at Knockhill Circuit, and it's the first race of the weekend for the Classics. You'd be brave to bet against Harry Simpson in the little Ginetta G4R. Race is underway, and a good start from both drivers on the front of the grid. The yellow MG dicing with the Rover for third place. Then we've got the Lotus of Bruce Mitchell in yellow, Jimmy Crowe in the white Ford Escort as well. And Raymond Boyd got the better of the start. So it's Raymond Boyd from Harry Simpson. John Kinman is in third place. Here's the view from Ian Blacklin in the Ford Capri. So Blacklin chasing. I'll tell you what, I don't think there are two cars the same in the field this weekend, which is unusual, but a great advert really for this championship. We've got a completely diverse range of cars. Normally you get a couple of Porsches, but the Ginetta is getting things wound up, and Harry Simpson looks to the outside line of Raymond Boyd. Boyd still in contention for the overall championship, as is Jimmy Crowe in the Mark 1 Escort, and it's going to come down to whether those guys finish and win their classes in the remaining 4 races of the year, 4 races including this one, and how many finishers there are in each class in those races. So individual class titles pretty much wrapped up thus far, and we'll talk about that as the meeting unfolds. But it is the Ginetta once again of Harry Simpson who is away. What a display the crowd get of racing of all of these cars, and the Ginetta powers away. We've already seen a win for the modern day Ginetta, Phil Dryborough's car being driven by Steve Daly in the Contemporary Saloon and Sports Car Championship. The Classic Sports and Saloons here being Ginetta led as well. So Harry Simpson from Raymond Boyd. Simpson the lone runner in Class G. Immediately behind him, Class D runner Raymond Boyd. There are 2 runners in Class D, the other car being the Ford Capri of Ian Blacklin. Now that does limit the number of points that Raymond Boyd will take to the championship, and he'll get 18 points basically for the win. Ian Blacklin will get 14 for second place. Coming into shot now, the Escort of Jimmy Crowe. He's in Class B. That's well supported this weekend, and because there are 4 starters in Class B, it means that Jimmy will pick up 25 as James Braid goes through shot in his Alfa Romeo Junior. He'll pick up 25 points, so he'll close the gap on Raymond Boyd in the championship. The points tallies 17 points between Jimmy Crowe and Raymond Boyd coming into this round, and effectively it means that if Jimmy Crowe wins the class, he's done so all year, there is Jimmy in the Escort, he will take 7 points away from Raymond Boyd's outright championship lead, so it will leave 10 points going into the last round of the year. So here is Harry Simpson, the race leader. Raymond Boyd still hasn't lost touch completely and is still leading class. Boyd is the class champion this year. He's on 301 points coming into this meeting. Ian Blacklin on 146. There's only 100 points left now in the championship if we have 3 or more cars in each class. So Boyd confirmed as D champion. Tommy Gilmartin is the Class E champion, ahead of Andrew Graham. Neither of those racing this weekend. Harry Simpson, as we said, has already secured Class G. Ian Daltrey, by my maths, is the Class A champion. He's actually 3rd overall in the standings. And Jimmy Crowe, the Class B champion. Jimmy still being chased in the standings by James Braid, but Jimmy on 284 points, James Braid on 100. And as I say, only 100 points available now as the race leader, Harry Simpson, continues to pull away. So there is Simpson. Raymond Boyd in second place. Third position, John Kinmond. And John's just done a handful of races. We see both in the Scottish Saloon Sports Car Championship, the more modern cars, and these classics, some drivers tend to dip in and out of the championship over the course of the year. Nothing wrong with that. Great shot there of the Triple X Rover of John Kinman riding the curbs, and this 3.5 litre Class E car has taken one class win so far this year, and looks like he might be on for a Class E win here as well. So it's classes G, D and E 1, 2 and 3. We need to keep our eyes open for Alistair Bapty, who's been racing in the Fiat X19 as well in Class A. So Alistair's points shared amongst classes A and D. Big difference between those two cars. And John Kinmond powers his way up the hill, trying to chase down on Raymond Boyd, who could well retain the title this year. He was outright champion in 2014. And here's the view from John Kinmond. It's been Porsche winning the outright Classic Championship the last two seasons, Stan Bernard last year and Raymond Boyd in 2014. Prior to that, it was very much Morgan territory. We'll come back to that because here is Alistair Bapty now passing Jimmy Crowe. So Alistair, first time we've seen him in the MG, passes Jimmy Crowe, who is the Class B champion, and Alistair up to fourth position and setting some good laps here. Fastest lap of the race for Alistair now in the MG. Hello and welcome back to Knockhill Circuit here in Fife. And this is our first race of the weekend for the Scottish Classic Sports and Saloon Championship. Looking at Jimmy Crowe, head of Bruce Mitchell. Bruce running in Class B. He's actually running Jimmy Crowe fairly close in this one. Crowe has had a remarkable season. He's won class in every single one of the races so far. But Bruce Mitchell is starting to close him down here in that Lotus Europa. Meanwhile, Raymond Boyd still giving chase to Harry Simpson out front. You can see Harry in the distance, followed by John Kinmond. All three of those drivers winning their respective classes at the moment. Boyd, though, set to lose some points here on Jimmy Crowe, who is winning Class B. So Jimmy Crowe will edge closer to Raymond Boyd's championship lead. As I said, the gap was 17 points. There is a further gap of 25 points back to Ian Daltrey, who's not racing with us this weekend. But Ian, the Class A champion, is third in the standings. And then Tommy Gilmartin. Here, though, is Ian Blacklin, seventh in the standings. Second in Class D. And the wonderful Ford Capri, driven by the man from Newcastle upon Tyne, comes into the Livingston Auto Parts, or past the Livingston Auto Parts stand out of the hairpin and climbs up the hill. And his 3 litre Capri at the moment down in 7th place. He's got George Leach behind him. Great to see George back in the Class A champion from 2013 and Class B champion in 2009. And I was running through the marks that have won the championship. Ollie Ross winning in the Lotus Europa in 2008. Russell Patterson, of course, winning it in the Morgan in 2009. Then John Marshall in his Mark 1 Escort in 2010. Stan Bernard in the Porsche in 2011. 2012, there was a tie between Robert Marshall in the Escort and the Morgan of Andrew Smith. Tommy Gilmartin in the Morgan won it in 2013. And then we had the 2 Porsche victories I mentioned earlier on, Raymond Boyd 2014 and Stan Bernard 2015. But what an interclass battle we've got here with Bruce Mitchell closing up on Jimmy Crowe. Now this is crucial for Crowe to hang on here because he wants to narrow the overall points lead that Raymond Boyd has in the championship. So Escort versus Lotus, and the Lotus goes to the outside line. Meanwhile, still leading this one is Harry Simpson, the irrepressible Harry Simpson. Not been the same without the banter with Tommy Gilmartin. Those two who have shared the outright wins so far this year. And Simpson well away. I'm sure he'd welcome some competition in his class and on track, and I dare say we'll see that again next year. But Simpson, not with the fastest lap on the timing sheet. That's showing with Alistair Baptiste at the moment in the MG. So Alistair putting in a blistering lap in the MG. He's running in 4th position and shows with a 58.2. Best lap for Harry Simpson, 58.5. So Simpson on his way, took the overall win in races 1, 2, 4 and 5 of the year, and he's won the last 2 coming into this meeting as well. So a continuation of the form for the driver of the 39 car. We don't have drop scores in this championship. He did miss the away round, Harry Simpson, at Donington Park. He's going to go onto the last lap, but because we don't have drop scores is why he's a little bit adrift in the championship. So in fact down in 6th position in the overall championship, but as we've said, secured the class championship a while back. So closing up on the Alfa Romeo now is Harry Simpson. I'm not quite sure whether he's going to just nip down the inside line, so the Alfa dutifully pulls over to the outside line, and Harry Simpson continues on his way. So Simpson looking for this win. He's 8 or so seconds clear at the moment of Raymond Boyd, and effortlessly goes down into the hairpin for the last time, turns in. We'll look in the background, we can't actually see Raymond Boyd in shot, but it's going to be outright win and Class G honours for Harry Simpson, who climbs up the hill, is chasing George Leach. James Braid in behind. It is in the Alpha. Apologies for not name checking him earlier. So James Braid, who crosses the line behind Harry Simpson. There is John Kinmond, who takes 3rd place behind Raymond Boyd. So it was Simpson from Boyd and Kinmond. Alistair Baptiste in 4th with fastest lap. Jimmy Crowe wins his class in 5th. Then Bruce Mitchell, Ian Blacklin, George Leach from James Braid. Mario Ferrari is in 10th place, and William Conway completing the runners in the Mini in 11th.
Harry, bit of conflict after yet another dominant win?
You know what like it is, Joe? I'm actually stuck for words today. I don't know what to say. I made a mess of the start as usual. I just can't seem to get that car off the line. It's me. It's not the car. It's just me. But I know that the car's good enough to do the business. And so what I do is I just wait until we're down at the hairpin, and that's a fantastic place to get anybody, and the cars are going slow enough, so if you do have a wee touch, cross my fingers that we never do, but Raymond's a gentleman when it comes to racing. It gives you the gap if it's there, unlike Tommy. We Tommy's at Spa this weekend, so I don't know how he's going to get on there, but I kind of miss him in a way, but I didn't miss him beating me.
Well, you took the first one, Harry. I'm sure we're going to see you later today. Well done.
Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you.
Raymond, are you letting Harry Simpson push you around out there?
He's a big boss man, isn't he? He's a big boss man, so you got to give him. There he comes, look, photobombing again. He taught him how to photobomb last time, so he's tried to. No, great race, a great start again. Tried to hold Harry off for the first lap, but almost did that. And then it's just a matter of me trying to keep the space between Harry and John. But it would just be good to see more of the classic drivers coming out and trying to get the field a bit more. But no, thanks to my mechanics who've got the car all prepped for me, and SWR for setting it up. So it was handling a peach today. So bring on race 2.
Well done.
Cheers, thanks.
Mario, welcome back. It's obvious I'm going to talk about an accident that happened here in the Ferrari, but obviously back again.
Yep, that was 1 year ago, so back with a Alpha Sud Sprint for this year.
Was that a year ago? I was going to say it was this year. My memory let me down here, but it was a year ago you had that accident that we saw the beautiful Ferrari destroyed.
Yes, you helped us push a car into the trailer.
I did, yeah. I felt for you on the day. It was a horrible accident, but it's great to have you back.
Yeah, great to be back. The car's being rebuilt, but for this year we'll run the Alpha for this year and probably into next year as well.
Good job.
Good car.
Well done.
Thank you.
Class E winner, well done. Great conditions for racing out there and some beautiful cars out on circuit.
Yeah, thanks. It was good. It's some interesting new stuff. And Alistair out in his MGB. It was good to see.
What can you do for the next one to find a little bit more speed? Is it all you? Can you do something with the car?
It's all me. I'm the weakest link as usual in this. So if I can maintain a good start and not blow it on the line, then that gives me a chance.
Well done.
Thank you.
Winner of Class B, Jimmy, well done. Fantastic conditions for these classic cars out on track, and an enjoyable race.
Yeah, it was a lovely day today, nice and dry. Suited my car fine. That yellow pearl still chasing me on though, so I need to find something. It came and caught me in the last lap, but I managed just to stay ahead, which was good.
I'll let you go and do some preparations for the next one.
Right, thank you very much.
Classic Sports and Saloons race number 2 about to head out on track, and Harry Simpson again on pole position, pretty much where he's been all year long. Raymond Boyd's going to try to wrestle this race win off of him like he did in the previous one. I'm going to want to move back to Alistair Bapty in the lovely little yellow MG here. It's a car I haven't seen before, but no doubt he's going to tell me that he's a regular. I'm going to jump in here and have a quick chat with him. Seems as we've got that little bit extra time. Alistair, I've just said this is a car I don't really recognise that much.
Yeah, first day with this car, so we just got it on Saturday morning, so we're just seeing how we get on today.
So it's a kind of trial and error thing today, a test session if you like.
This is a test drive today, yeah.
Having said that, there's only 3 cars ahead of you on the grid here.
Oh well, we'll give it a
So
go.
it must be going quite well.
Fingers crossed. We'll hopefully get on better than this morning.
What happened this morning?
We're going backwards quite fast in the first corner.
I see. Hopefully that's not the plan this time.
Well, it wasn't the plan this morning either, but we'll see how we get on.
What's the history of the car?
Raced the MGB V8 series down south last year, so I just thought I'd bring it up to Scotland, see if we can give Harry and Tommy and all these guys a bit of a... Sick of seeing them on the TV every night, so...
We need some more faces on the podium. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And with that, I will hand it to Richard. These guys are heading out on track.
I love the way he says he went backwards. He got the fastest lap in race number 1 with that car. So Harry Simpson on pole, Raymond Boyd alongside then John Kinman and the man we heard from, Alistair Bapty. Jimmy Crowe, Bruce Mitchell next from Ian Blacklin and George Leach, James Braid and Mario Ferrari on row 5. The grid completed once again by William Conway. Class A battle between Mario Ferrari and William Conway once again, and it's Harry Simpson looking for another outright win here. Certainly seems to have the pace. And away we go, Raymond Boyd again, quick off the line in the 911 Porsche. So he leads, and we've got to see Harry Simpson see if he can pull out the stops and get past Raymond Boyd once again. Alistair Bapty challenging John Kinman for 3rd place. Side by side, here's the view from Alistair's car. Goodness me, that was close. And well, a couple of the guys on the podium saying, you know, it'd be nice to get more cars out. But as I said in race 1, the variety of cars is absolutely superb. There aren't 2 identical cars out there. Kinman and Bapty engaged in battle. That is for Class E, so we might see a different winner here in Class E if that car works its way through. We've got Escort Mark 1, Capri behind them, and then the Lotus Europa of Bruce Mitchell as well. But here comes Harry Simpson having a look at the outside line of Raymond Boyd, who's relatively tight on the inside. Simpson's going to try and carry on going round the outside. Boyd, to be absolutely fair, gives him room, and the boys in blue go up the hill, and it is Harry Simpson who takes the lead at the end of lap number 1. Simpson, the race leader, so not a great start from him again in the Ginetta G4R, but he is leading. Raymond Boyd second. Boyd rides the curbs a little bit there, and Raymond doing everything that he can possibly to hold on to the outright championship lead, and that's the issue here. We have 2 starters in Class D, Boyd and Ian Blacklin in the Capri. A little bit of smoke coming out of the Rover from John Kinman running in 3rd place. Let's hope that there isn't a problem for John, who is still running. Now Mario Ferrari is not with us as Harry Simpson leads, and the question here is how much is Harry Simpson going to lead by the end of the race by? Join us after the break for more. Welcome back to Knockhill Circuit, and Harry Simpson still out front. The race victory in first race, 8 seconds. He's going to be able to make a bigger gap in this one. He's pulling away from Raymond Boyd, but remember this is inter-class racing as well. So Simpson running in Class G, Raymond Boyd running in Class D in the Porsche. There is Alistair Bapty, who is having a good run in the MGB GT V8 and chasing down the Rover, and the smoke does look a little bit ominous from the Rover, and I'm wondering whether we're going to see Alistair challenging. Yes, he is, and looking to go through into 3rd place. We might see somebody new on the podium here. So Bapty, and that will be a class win as well if he can make that stick. The Rover does not look happy, it's got to be said, and Jimmy Crowe goes through as well. I'm guessing that may well be a pit stop for the Rover. Indeed, the indicators are on, and sadly, John Kinmond is a visitor to the pit, so he will join the Alpha Sprint Trofeo of Mario Ferrari in retirement. Although we cross our fingers that we might see John back out on circuit, but certainly in terms of in terms of a class win, that's not going to happen. James Braid is running well here, and James Braid challenging Bruce Mitchell. We saw James at the tail end of race number 1, and he's running in Class B. B is the strongest class this weekend with 4 runners, and wonderful to see George Leach back in the racing as well. George, you might remember racing back in the day in the Mini Ogle, and has 41 class wins to his name in the Scottish Championship. Raymond Boyd has 49, so which is appropriate because that's his race number. And if Raymond Boyd wins this one, it will be a 50th class win, so something to celebrate for Raymond Boyd, even though the championship lead could well come down. As we look at Bruce Mitchell chasing George Leach up the hill, just to and here comes George Leach in the Fiesta chasing Ian Blacklin in the Ford Capri, and then they're followed by James Braid in the Alfa Romeo Junior, running at the moment in 4th position in Class B. Jimmy Crowe still leading that class, and in doing so, with 4 starters in the class, is going to get the championship lead down here. If he stays in the lead of the class, the championship lead outright will go down to 3 points. Ian Daltrey will be a further 75 points behind Jimmy Crowe, so Ian Daltrey now out of the championship running. So the overall championship will go to October, and it will be between Raymond Boyd and Jimmy Crowe. But there goes George Leach through. Here comes the Lotus of Bruce Mitchell. Bruce still chasing hard. James Braid losing a little bit of ground at the moment. William Conway in the Mini. When we get to see William, he's going to take Class A honours here as lone runner. So William Conway just trying to think whether Williams had a class win. He hasn't. He took 2nd position in the previous race to Mario Ferrari, so it could be a maiden class win for William Conway in the Mini Clubman. And there it is. There is the Clubman being hunted down now by Harry Simpson. Harry with 16 outright wins in the Scottish Classic Saloon and Sports Car Championship and 57 class wins. And by far the most successful driver on the field. Look at the Mini. Love the poise of the Mini Clubman. And Harry Simpson pops through the Class G car, passing the man who is winning Class A at the moment, William Conway. And as you can see, he's got the newcomer insignia on the back of the car, and he's going to be pleased to pick up a trophy for that. But Simpson on his way. Simpson with the fastest lap this time. Even though we've got Alistair Baptiste up on the podium, Harry Simpson's got the fastest lap again, and this time it's a 57-second lap. So Simpson's pulled something out of the bag over race number 1. His best lap in race 1 was a 58.5, and he goes up and over the hill, having set his best lap of the meeting. In fact, the best lap of the meeting for the Classics. And here is George Leach running in Class B, 3rd position at the moment, and he's got to 2nd position in class at the moment, with Bruce Mitchell immediately behind him, and then James Braid. The Class B boys very evenly matched. Now this is the battle for 2nd place. Alistair Baptiste is in 3rd. Now remember, he's running in Class E, and Raymond Boyd in Class D, and Baptiste chases the Porsche up the hill and is challenging for 2nd place and passes. So the MG passes the Porsche. That's for overall position, not for class. So they're all still leading their respective classes. And Alistair Baptiste, the man from Perth, has taken 2nd position. He leads Class E still. The Class D leader is Raymond Boyd immediately behind. And Boyd will know that the championship lead, though, because Jimmy Crowe's winning his class with more runners, the championship lead is going to be down to 3 points. But Alistair Baptiste now, can he hold on to 2nd place? This does rather set us up, doesn't it, to think what might happen in October if we get more runners out, and indeed if Alistair Baptiste comes back next year to contest the whole championship. I'd love to see the X19 out again. I don't know whether somebody else will be able to pilot that car as well, but a very welcome addition to the championship. The back end wants to come around, looks very well set up, and Raymond Boyd, I think, far from finished in third place. It looks like he's going to try and hunt down the MG again. So MG across the line, Raymond Boyd in the Porsche in third position. Boyd still on for a 50th class win, which he may well take here. Jimmy Crow's had 35 career class wins. And 34. This will be, if he holds on to it, and it looks as if he's going to, this will be his 35th. So Alistair Baptiste took the fastest lap in race number 1. Continues on his way. Look at this scrap that we've got here between George Leach and Bruce Mitchell. Mitchell now in front of Leach to take second place in class. Ian Blacklin is immediately ahead. Blacklin running second in Class B in the Capri and goes up and over the hill. George Leach may well try and fight back. Harry Simpson onto the last lap. Simpson passes George Leach. This is lap 12, so Leach is going to complete 11, and Harry Simpson on his way to a 17th outright win, 58th class win. Could well make it a Diamond Jubilee with 2 outright wins in October if we see him. No reason to suppose we won't. That will be a real milestone for Harry Simpson, who nips past Bruce Mitchell as well. Ian Blacklin, I think, will probably be lapped before the end of this lap as well. Harry Simpson's on a bit of a mission to get past the Capri. Ginetta passes Capri. Look at the gap back. It is a bigger gap. It's 10 seconds, the gap between Simpson and Alistair Baptiste in second place, the MG. So we are going to see a new name on the podium in Alistair Baptiste, but it's a familiar name on the top step of the podium to take the checkered flag. A 17th outright win in the championship for Harry Simpson. We look back for second position. Here comes Alistair Baptiste in the MG, his best ever finish in the Scottish Classics, wins the class. Raymond Boyd maintains the championship lead, but it's down to 3 points. Jimmy Crowe will be next. That's James Braid coming across the line, but Jimmy Crowe was 4th. So here's how they finish. Harry Simpson wins from Alistair Baptiste. Raymond Boyd next from Jimmy Crowe and Ian Blacklin. Bruce Mitchell in 6th, then George Leach and James Braid. William Conway 9th, winning Class A. Fastest lap to Harry Simpson.
Harry Simpson, yet another win. We said to each other before we came on camera what we're going to talk about, because the racing's so straightforward.
The racing's easy peasy. It's like taking sweeties off a bairn. You know, I mean, there's a lot.
Raymond gets a launch with a rear-wheel drive.
Raymond's very, very quick, and I have every admiration for Raymond and the rest of the guys that are racing out there.
They just no got the X factor that Harry's got.
You know what? Can I put it crudely? And you can cut it out if you want. He's just not got the balls. Right?
I understand fully.
You know what I'm saying, Joe? No, Raymond's got a very quick car there, and I've actually spoke to Raymond, and I've said to Raymond, this is what you're doing wrong. You know, being an ex-instructor, this is what you're doing wrong, but you're not listening to me. He will not listen. Defensive. And as soon as he goes defensive, I just drive around the outside of him. You know, because I've got that nice low grunt that pulls me out the corners. But apart from that, yes, it was a great race. And Tommy, if you're watching, I don't miss you at all.
Raymond, Harry was giving you a hard time there on camera when you weren't listening.
Was he?
He says he tries to tell you, but you won't listen.
Is that what it is? Should have just learned for the old fox, is that what it is?
Apparently so.
I think I'm doing no bad.
He said that as well. He said for a big heavy car, because his car weighs nothing, to be fair to Harry there.
There's a big heavy boy in my car as well, so it's fine. No, I loved it. It was good. I had a good start. He needs to work on his starts though, Joe. He's pretty poor off the line. But anyway, after that he takes over, and then I'll just let him go. But I had big problems with Mr. Baptiste. He was flying today, and yeah, we did okay.
Both you boys are in trouble with him, because that car's first time here.
Yeah.
I'm not even bothered about him. I won't lose any sleep. I will not.
I worry about everybody, Joe. But you know, at the end of the day,
sleep over him.
My turn. Anyway, at the so thanks to the mechanics for helping me out and the SWR for the setup in the car. It's been absolutely brilliant this weekend to work for that in third place, and I've really enjoyed it. Thanks very much.
Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
Alistair, welcome to the podium. We picked you at random because the car looked so nice there earlier on. We didn't realise the progress you were going to make in that first time here. Amazing result.
Well, I'm just sick of seeing Harry, and Tommy just constantly just hogging this, and it's just really boring for the viewers and everyone else. So just
both Harry and Raymond said that I said that they've got something to worry about with you if you continue to use this car, and they both agreed with me.
Not in the first corner, they don't.
But other than that, still a great overall result.
Yeah, just good day, good practice with the Fiat to begin with, but just too many problems with it just now. But we've got it sorted, so we'll probably be back with the Fiat again, but we'll see how we get on. So if someone wants to buy a nice fast MGB, give me a phone.
You've certainly proved that today. Well done.
Thank you very much.
William, a great result. A lovely little car there for driving around Knockhill.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's getting better. Slowly.
I always say it's nice to see these classic cars being driven how they were designed to be driven. You guys pushing each other to the limit, and there's a lot of winding up going on here.
Oh, there always seems to be with this lot, but I need to try and catch up with a bit of the handling and the performance, and a wee bit behind in that. So I've got a couple of meetings to go yet.
Well done.
Thank you.
Jimmy, well done. A great drive in the Escort.
Yeah, another class win. That's 14 out of 14 for the season. Going into the last round of the championship, I'm within a whisker of the championship win. So very exciting for everyone.
Well done. You said everything I needed to know. Well done. We'll see you in October for the championship final.
Yeah, thanks very much. See you then.